Today we're going to be talking about the difference between mechanically attaching a roof and fully adhering a roof. So you can see here we have our TPO roof, that is thermoplastic polyolefin. Jill, I learned that just for you. And what we're going to do is fasten it every 12 inches on center. And so the reason it's called mechanically attached is because it's attached mechanically, obviously. So the way we do that is we have our HDP fasteners, and then we have our 2.4 inch seam plates, and their seam plates, you can tell by these little teeth, they grip the membrane when you fasten it down. So what you do, you take your fastener, put it there, hopefully go. And there you go. Obviously I'm a super good roofer and I'm gonna show off. I know how to do a few of them in a row. And one more. You get the point. So we do that all on every lap, and then if you want to come over here and look where the membranes overlap, you can still see the outline of the plate. And so again, this is every 12 inches on center. Sometimes the fastening patterns are different depending on, the height of the building, the wind, stuff like that. But luckily, Stephanie and Mulehide are super responsive and help us with all that shit. So when we overlap a mechanically attached system, we still have to weld the TPO. So when it overlaps, we need at least 6 inches overlapping, and then we don't use a laser gun. There's a machine that you can use that you set it to the right temperature and it welds it. And then when the Mulehide inspector comes by, they'll use a probe just to make sure it's properly welded. So that is a mechanically attached system. So follow over here. EPDM, still don't know what it stands for, but this is going to be a fully adhered system. So I'm going to put on my sweet roofer gloves because I'm kind of a bitch about stuff getting on my hands when I have other shit to do. So with the fully adhered system, it's glued down. I mean, when you think about it fully adhered, just think about glue. And so what you do with EPDM, you have Mulehide bonding adhesive and Mulehide EPDM. So what you do is you fold it back, take your handy little roller, you dip it in your bonding adhesive, and then you roll it on and you make it nice and even. Obviously this is a training center, this isn't gonna be tested, but you get both sides like that, and then you get right here. And then what you want to do is wait for it to flash off, is what they call it. And so that means you wait a few seconds until it's sticky, kind of like tacky on your fingers, and you fold it down. For time purposes, I'm not going to wait, but we'll pretend like touch that. Oh, yep, sticky, and you'll see it like stringing. And then you just fold it down like so. And then when it's on an actual roof, you'll use a brush. And here, we'll use this little brush for our demonstration. But you usually use a brush, and you get it all nice and even. And then you have your fully adhered roofing system. And people ask if there's a better or worse one. I think that if you want to save money and you have a huge job to do, mechanically attaching it is the way to go. If you want a stronger, sturdier system, then fully adhered is the way to go, because we've heard of cases where the mechanically attached, since it's not fastened down in the center, if there's a high windstorm, there's been rumors that it can flap and sometimes hit the roof. But that's pretty much it. That is the difference between fully adhering a system and mechanically attaching a system. Until next week.